Hi Gemini, welcome to a relationship reading for August 2019. It's Rena here. And this is for people who are in troubled relationships and also for people who are looking to get back together with somebody that they broke up with. Not for just, single... I said looking to get back together and I got the card of reunion. But not people who are just on the market and they've just kind of cut ties to the past. Okay? This is the Unknown Tarot deck, and I love the drawings. Some of them you will see the first two that I picked, and this one is just black and white, but some of them have little pops of color, and then some are very colorful in their own right. But like the first two cards I pick have a black background and a little bit of color. The heart of the matter is the Two of Cups, and this is a card that can be a card of commitment or a card of reuniting with somebody. Now, as a card of commitment, this can run the gamut, because Gemini is a sign that you may be yourself hard to pin down and hard to get a commitment out of. Maybe somebody's pressing you for a commitment and you're the one who is like, why can't we just have fun? Why do we have to sign a contract or move in together? I mean, why can't we just get together and have a good time and call it a day? But it's possible that you have been seeing somebody for a while and you want to take it to the next level. Maybe you're trying to plan a wedding, or the Two of Cups is that commitment. So it can be like a commitment ceremony or something along those lines, or reuniting with someone. Now, it doesn't mean that you're reuniting. It might mean that you want to reunite with somebody. So that's always important. If that really sounds like your situation, Gemini, consider why. Why do I want to reunite with this person? Especially if they were the one who left you. Is it because you want to prove to yourself that you really are worthy? And you interpreted them leaving in the first place as a sign that you were unworthy? Can you trust them not to leave again? What has changed? Why did they leave in the first place? All these things are very important questions to ask and to have answered. In the past position, we have the Five of Pentacles. And this is a card for me, of poverty consciousness or lack consciousness. The kind of mentality that says, well, I'm over 40, I'm over 50. What are the chances of me finding love again? I know this person, I get the feeling that they're cheating on me and, yada, yada. But at least I have somebody. At least we're together. I can tell people that I'm not alone. How many people think like that? They might not ever admit it, but it does run through people's minds. Poverty consciousness or lack consciousness means I have to cling to something because I might not have something else. But what you're clinging to isn't worthwhile because it's not providing you what you need. So it doesn't even make sense to want to keep it. And actually, to tell you the truth, I think in a lot of cases, when we're talking about relationships, they can actually buy a muffler. Buy a muffler. I think that in some cases, it can actually deplete you. It can make you less than you were. It's not a matter of just keeping you on an even keel. It can actually create a scenario where you are being drained because, of being demeaned. If somebody, for instance, is cheating on you, that's got to be a very stressful situation for most people in relationships. And how is that going to affect the person on a day-to-day basis? I think not so well. So it's really about honoring yourself at the highest level. The spiritual message kind of echoes this. The Magician card is a card of independence and resourcefulness. Number one, looking out for number one, is not selfish. This is all that you have, is yourself. You can't control other people. It's not your job to control other people. But we have to stand on our own 2 feet at all times. Even if we are wanting union, which again, the focus of this reading is all about wanting that relationship. But, isn't that interesting that right next to that 2 is a 1? And on the other side, we have a 5. And the number 5 in numerology is about change. And actually, I think Mercury is connected to the number 5. If you think about it, Gemini begins, the sun goes into Gemini in the 5th month. So maybe there is some connection there, I don't know. But the number 5 connects with change. The number 2 is a connection of 2 people, couples, and the 1 is the individual. And all these things are connected. But ultimately, you've heard that expression, we come into this world alone and we leave alone. And that's the truth. And we're here to expand ourselves, as far as I'm concerned. And we are not here to improve other people and their behavior. And we're not here to lean on another person in such a way that we are dependent on them in any particular way. Interdependence, yes. I do believe in interdependence, where we are leaning on each other. And it's really not leaning, it's really like both people contributing and helping one another to become better. But you still have to retain your individuality, and you have to meet your own needs. Even though you should expect love in a relationship, no question. But it's being able to be loved, but also to love oneself, and never to abandon that angle. What crosses you is the Daughter of Pentacles, which connects to the Page of Pentacles. Perhaps, let me try to think about this, because pages are messages. They're also the beginning stages of something. And, I wonder if, I do have also the King of Pentacles. We have a couple of Pentacles here. Let me see, what was the final card here? Okay. And, maybe there is some kind of relationship person that you have met, possibly of earth element. Out of all the earth signs, Virgo is the one that I think you have the greatest affinity with. The other earth signs are Capricorn and Taurus. And perhaps this relationship cannot get off the ground because there is something else going on here. Maybe you want, maybe this is something to do with, I feel almost like the idea of wanting that commitment, but maybe you have the wrong person right now. And that, to tell you the truth, I think that it's more likely your current partner, who is the Daughter of Pentacles. And they may be quite immature. It's possible, too, that you don't have a meeting of the minds. Gemini is an air sign. And if you are with, for instance, if you're literally with an earth sign, you may find that you don't have a lot in common. Maybe there was a physical attraction, but it doesn't translate into anything more than that. And maybe you're bored by this person. That's a possibility as well. Again, perhaps there is this feeling that if you were to leave, that you would be throwing everything away. But if the Two of Cups is really what you're looking for, now, again, this may even be somebody from your past, the one that got away. And you may have said to yourself, I've always loved this person. I've been with this other person, but I've always wanted this person. If, maybe this person is a good provider, that's a possibility. But again, the Magician card as the spiritual message is that you can create your own magic. You can create your own reality and make all those things come true for yourself. You don't have to stay in a relationship that is unsatisfactory simply because you are financially dependent on somebody and you don't know if you'll be able to make it on your own. You can make it. As a matter of fact, what we have here is the advice, which is the Father of Pentacles, translates to the King of Pentacles. Maybe thinking of yourself in terms of like the law of attraction, that you are a manifester, that you can, I love the Magician card, and I think I just read recently that it connects with Aries, but I've heard in the past that it connects to your sign. So maybe there's a little bit of both, but the Magician it's not that the Magician knows in advance everything that's going to happen. The Magician is simply somebody who is taking what they have, and it's almost like the alchemist in a way. They're taking what they have and they're turning it into something much better. And that creates freedom for themselves. And so I get this really good vibe of somebody who is financially successful with the King of Pentacles. Is this the person that you want to be with? Well, there's always that possibility. What I had just said about the earth element is not going to be true 100% of the time, because everybody has more than the sun in their chart. You may be a sun in Gemini and have the moon in Scorpio and a bunch of inner planets in Cancer, and you may be attracted to earth and be suitable for earth a lot more than the average Gemini. So who knows? But the point is that whether this is another person or whether this is a facet of yourself, this is a mature energy as well. And so this person may be older than you, but if this is you, this is about you being financially established and maybe even in business. And that could be even on your mind. Maybe you're starting a business and you don't even have time for love. You want to be coupled, but you can wait because you're leaving a relationship that doesn't serve you. And this is the final card I got here. I wish it was more evocative, because in the Rider-Waite deck it really shows that idea of leaving behind that which is no longer emotionally fulfilling. And you know, going back to that first card, remember when I started doing this that I was thinking that maybe you were planning a wedding. And as I continued, I was thinking to myself, well, you know, when I do these readings, it's usually about something that's challenging in the relationship. So planning a wedding is not something that I would typically talk about. It's such a positive card, the Two of Cups, so that just came to mind. But as I see now at the end of this reading, is that it could be that that is the ideal that you hold in your head that you don't have. You may be living under the same roof and even have a legal marriage to somebody, and yet you don't feel that sense of connection, which the Two of Cups suggests, where it's kind of like soul to soul, not just two people who happen to, maybe two people who are parents, and that's what connects them, but they don't really have that relationship, one-on-one relationship with each other. They're just kind of like co-parenting at this point. So, you know what I'm saying. And there's some good cards here. So be the magician, Gemini, and try to visualize into existence the type of partner that is right for you. Okay, that's what I have for you, and if you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care, Gemini, and bye.